Sí.
Okay. So let's see, today we're going to continue working on the writing section. And what we're going to be doing is we'll start by practicing what we did. Well, yesterday we finished writing the essay, right? Although we already practiced a little bit, you guys wrote a paragraph. But we're going to practice a little bit with a different type of reading that is also necessary to see. And we're going to be practicing. Okay, so let's see. Remember that we said in the integrated writing, what you guys have is first you need to read a reading, an article, where you have a main idea and 3 supporting details. And then you guys needed to listen to a lecture, and you needed to catch the professor's main idea and the professor's supporting detail as well. And based on that, you needed to write an essay. So now I want to show you guys a different type of writing. I'm sorry, type of reading and listening. So, should be here. So far, the one that we've seen consisted in having an opinion in the introduction and then 3 reasons, ¿no? El que hemos visto tenía una opinión en la introducción y 3 razones que apoyan esa opinión, que prueban esa opinión en las body paragraphs del reading. Ahora, existe otro tipo de reading también, y es el que vamos a ver ahora, en el que ya no se trata de un texto argumentativo. An argumentative text is one where you have opinions. Un texto argumentativo es uno en el que hay opiniones. Pero el que vamos a ver ahora ya no es argumentativo. Entonces vamos a ver otro tipo de ideas que se trata de theories. Okay, we're just going to be seeing another one that's about theories. So let's see. Okay, guys. So in this other type of reading, as I was telling you, we are no longer going to have opinions, but instead we're going to have a phenomenon that doesn't have an explanation, and then 3 theories that are explaining that phenomenon. Okay? So let's take a moment to read this text. I'm going to send you guys the link to this document. I want you guys to open it, and I'll give you 3 minutes to read it, as you would have in the real test. Let's see. Okay, guys. So I just sent you the text to the group chat, please. If you can open this document. Okay, guys. I'm going to resend it. For those of you who are just joining, please open the link in the group chat and start reading or scanning. You have enough time to read all the text. Okay, you guys have 3 minutes to read the text that we have here. Okay, guys. So as you can see, in this case, we no longer have an opinion. The introduction is completely objective, right? The author of this article is not trying to convince the reader of anything. The author is very objectively presenting different ideas. Can you guys tell me what this reading is about? What is the article about?
This reading talk about a curious type of artifact named carved stone balls.
Exactly, perfect. So the topic it is about carved stone balls, which is a curious type of artifact, as you said, found in Scotland. That is the topic, perfect. Now, in this case, what would you say the main idea of the entire text is? What is this text trying to do?
Telling about the characteristics of this artifact.
Not necessarily. They are not right. They are not just describing what the artifact was and how and what the characteristics were. They are doing something else. They are
The origin of that.
no, not necessarily the origin. They're not trying to explain the origin of these scarf symbols either. They say
Purpose.
the purpose, exactly. They are trying to explain the purpose of these carved balls because they say that they have found these artifacts that date from thousands of years ago, that they are very curious, very interesting, but nobody knows. It says archaeologists do not agree about the purpose and meaning, but there are several theories. That is what this writing is trying to do, to explain, to present theories that can explain the purpose and meaning of these carved balls because nobody knows what they were used for, what they meant. And we have three different theories that can explain that purpose. We have the first in the first body paragraph, the second theory in the second body paragraph, and the third in the final one. So what is the first theory that we have in the first body paragraph? It says one theory is that these carved stone balls were weapons used for hiding and fighting, hunting and fighting, sorry. Right? That is the first theory. Remember that archaeologists don't know what they were used for, but one theory says that they could maybe have been used for hunting and fighting. That is one theory, right? What is the second theory in the second body part?
A primitive system of weights and measures.
Exactly. Another theory that is trying to explain the purpose of these carved balls says that maybe they were used as a primitive system of weights and measures. Exactly. And finally, what about the last theory? What does it say?
The third theory said that the carved stone balls are are maybe used as an utilitarian or some jewelry like to express social status, higher social status.
Exactly. So yes, some sort of decoration, something like a form of marking somebody's social status, right? So the third theory says that they didn't have any type of practical purpose. So they didn't really were used for anything, but they were like a symbol of social status, right? They served a social purpose instead of or as opposed to a practical or utilitarian one. Exactly. Este es el segundo tipo de reading que pueden tener. El primero y el más común es el que habíamos visto, donde tienen una opinión. Los driverless cars will have a positive impact. Tienen 3 razones, ¿verdad? ¿Por qué? Porque son más seguros, son buenos para el medio ambiente y nos dan tiempo. Pero este es otro tipo de reading. En este caso es objetivo, ¿verdad? No tenemos una opinión, sino tenemos un fenómeno, en este caso los Carstone balls. We archaeologists don't know the purpose, and we have several theories. We have 1 theory, 2 theories, and 3 theories, right? So in this case, you are also going to listen to the lecture, of course, and the professor will either way object to whatever the author says. The professor always objects what the author says. El profesor siempre está en contra de lo que dice el autor. Entonces, en este caso, the professor is going to object to each theory. Va a objetar cada teoría. So the professor is going to say, it's not true and it's impossible that they were used for weapons. It's impossible that they were used as a system of weights and measures, and it is impossible that they served a social purpose. So your job is to understand why these theories are not plausible, okay? Because the professor is going to say that none of these theories are good. So your job is to understand why, the details. Okay, guys? Is it okay so far? Do you have any questions before we listen to the lecture? Okay, guys. So I'm going to play the lecture now, and remember, you're looking for the why. Why does the professor think that these theories are not really explaining the Carstone balls? What's the evidence? Let's see.
Teacher, I don't understand the weapons. Weapons.
Weapons means armas.
Ah, okay.
Armas for hunting, cazar, y fighting, pelear.
Fighting. Ah, okay. Perfect.
Please pay attention and take notes. Don't forget to take notes.
Now listen to part of a lecture on the topic you just read about.
None of the 3 theories presented in the reading passage are very convincing. First, the stone balls as hunting weapons. Common Neolithic weapons, such as arrowheads and hand axes, generally show signs of wear. So we should expect that if the stone balls had been used as weapons for hunting or fighting, they too would show signs of that use. Many of the stone balls would be cracked or have pieces broken off. However, the surfaces of the balls are generally very well preserved, showing little or no wear or damage. Second, the carved stone balls may be remarkably uniform in size, but their masses vary too considerably to have been used as uniform weights. This is because the stone balls were made of different types of stone, including sandstone, greenstone, and quartzite. Each type of stone has a different density. Some types of stone are heavier than others. Just as a handful of feathers weighs less than a handful of rocks, 2 balls of the same size are different weights, depending on the type of stone they're made of. Therefore, the balls could not have been used as a primitive weighing system. Third, it's unlikely that the main purpose of the balls was as some kind of social marker. A couple of facts are inconsistent with this theory. For one thing, while some of the balls are carved with intricate patterns, many others have markings that are extremely simple, too simple to make the balls look like status symbols. Furthermore, we know that in Neolithic Britain, when someone died, particularly a high-ranking person, they were usually buried with their possessions. However, none of the carved stone balls have been actually found in tombs or graves. That makes it unlikely that the balls were personal possessions that marked a person's status within the community.
Summarize the points made in the lecture, being sure to explain how they challenge the specific theories presented in the reading passage.
Okay. So in this case, as you could probably hear, she objects to each theory, right? She says that none of these theories are convincing. And what does she say about the fact that they could be used as weapons? Does she agree that they were used as weapons, and why or why not?
She says that doesn't make any sense because the cave stone balls are they don't have any damage.
Exactly, they don't have any damage. They weren't damaged. They didn't show signs of wear. Exactly. Anything else you guys want to add?
Maybe these balls can be present cracks, like how do you say? Yeah, I think cracks or in different materials of that. Maybe some materials more how do you say suaves or
Softer, maybe?
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, exactly. So the professor says that yes, if they had actually been used as weapons, then they would show signs of wear, they would be damaged, they would have maybe some parts cracked open. So it would be noticeable, right? But they were found really intact. So they weren't really, it's not possible that they were used as weapons. Exactly. Okay, guys, what about the second theory? What does she say about this second theory that they were used as systems of weights and measures?
The professor says that the balls are too heavy and normally has a different density. For example, two balls from the same size maybe can be a different weight.
Okay, exactly. So yes, the professor says that if they were actually weights and measures, then they would need to be uniform. But they did, even though they did have the same size, as you say, they had different densities, so they had different weights. So it's not possible, they weren't uniform, they weren't standard. So it's not possible that they were used as a weighting or measuring system. And finally, what about the last theory that maybe they served a social purpose?
The professor said that well, if there are some carved stone balls with patterns, they are fewer than the other ones who have a simple pattern or who hasn't have a pattern. And on the other hand, they were not found in tombs or graves. So if the carved stone balls were used as social jewelry or something like that, there should be found in tombs and graves.
Exactly. So in the past, we know that people, especially people that belong to high social classes, they were buried with their possessions, and they didn't find any of these stone balls in tombs. So if they had actually been a way of marking status, then they would have been found in tombs. And also, as you said, they were too simple to be decorative, right? They didn't really have much decoration, so they were too simple to be serving a social purpose. Exactly. Okay, guys, perfect. So, based on that information, then you guys need to write the essay. Now, what we're going to do is exactly the same as what we did so far. Nothing is really going to change, except maybe the introduction a little bit. So let's talk about the introduction and how it's going to be different than what we had before. So first, we're going to start by giving some context, as we did previously. So we're going to talk first about the topic, remember, Carstone balls, and we're going to give some context that we have in the introduction. So the article and lecture both discuss, and here we talk about the topic, Carstone balls. And then we explain a little bit what those are with information from the introduction, right? Maybe we can say, I don't know, an interesting device discovered in Scotland, let's say, right? The dates from thousands of years ago. We need to paraphrase that information. So, Carstone balls, an interesting device found or discovered in Scotland that dates from, or interesting devices, let's say, discovered in Scotland that date from thousands of years ago. Entonces, la primera oración sigue exactamente igual, ¿no? Mencionamos el tema, Carstone balls, y lo detallamos un poco con información de la introducción, siempre parafraseando. Luego, como segunda oración, we need to talk about what the author says in the reading. Entonces, aquí es donde tienen que mencionar de qué tratan las teorías y qué tratan de explicar las teorías. Entonces, por ejemplo, podríamos poner esta parte. The author claims that archaeologists do not agree about their purpose and meaning. Tal cual podríamos ponerlo, pero hay que parafrasear. Maybe that experts are not sure about, or let's say, what their use or meaning was, no? So the author claims that experts don't know what their use or meaning was, or experts don't know, let's say, experts, yes, do not know what they were used for or what they meant, ¿no? Estoy diciendo lo mismo. No están de acuerdo, no saben cuál era su uso. I provide 3 theories that could explain this. Ya está. Entonces, esta es la única parte que cambia. En vez de decir provides 3 arguments of support, como ya no son razones de apoyo, digo provide 3 theories that could explain this device, por ejemplo, que pueden explicar this artifact. Esta es la única parte que cambia de la introducción. En vez de decir provide 3 arguments of support, I say provide 3 theories that could explain this artifact. Y finalmente, para la última oración, ya no necesitan completar nada porque ya viene en el template. However, the professor argues that none of these theories are convincing, objecting to each one of them. Porque siempre es así, ¿no? Siempre es que el profesor está en desacuerdo con las teorías.
Teacher, one question.
Yes?
In the test, exists this, present this template or no?
No, unfortunately not. You guys have to memorize.
Ah, okay.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, guys. Now, everything else is exactly the same. Todo lo demás es lo mismo. Entonces decimos, the article starts by stating that, y hablamos de la primera teoría. Stating that maybe these Carstone balls were weapons used in hiding or fighting. Y lo parafrasearon un poco. Y luego contrastamos, ¿no? Nevertheless, in the presentation it is noted that it is not possible that they were used as weapons because they would show signs of wear, they would be cracked open, they were intact, y explica. As a second theory, the author mentions that, y presentamos la segunda teoría. Maybe they were used as a system of weights and measurements. On the other hand, the professor explains that this is not possible because they were not uniform. They were made of different densities, different materials. We explain. Y lo mismo para la última. Finally, the author points out that maybe they served a social purpose. That is the third theory. Still, the lecturer maintains that if they had been used for a social purpose, then they would be more decorated and they would have been found in tombs. Y explica. Okay. La idea es la misma, nada más cambia, lo único que cambia es la introducción, pero sí quería mostrarles este otro tipo de reading para que no se sorprendan si es que tienen algo diferente, ¿no? Si es que tienen teorías y objeciones a esas teorías. Todo es lo mismo excepto esta parte de la introducción. ¿Se entiende? Do you guys have any questions about this? Okay. Entonces, ahora, como tenemos tiempo, de hecho tenemos justito, everybody is going to complete días. Okay, you guys will have, técnicamente ya está la introducción, ¿no? Entonces deberían hacer 16, 17 minutos, pero les voy a dar 20 minutos. And you guys have to finish días, the three body parts. Tienen ya acceso a este documento, así que lo que pueden hacer si gustan es crearse una copia y hacerlo ahí, porque acá ya está el template. O si no, pueden hacerlo en cualquier otra parte y me envían simplemente por el grupo, por el chat, ¿no? No del grupo, sino de acá de Zoom. Okay? Is that okay? Do you guys have any questions about that? Okay, guys, so starting now, you guys have 20 minutes to finish this. If you have questions, you can just ask me. I'm going to be right here. So feel free to mute your microphones and tell me whatever it is. Okay, guys, so please send me what you have so far. It's okay if you haven't finished, but send me whatever it is that you wrote. Nice. Okay, I already got Fernando's. So Fernando, can you please maybe change the settings so that everybody who has the link can enter?
Okay. First.
Okay.
Listo. Ahora sí.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's start by checking Fernando's essay. Okay. The article starts by stating that the carstone balls used to be used as a weapon to fight and to hunt. Muy bien. So the idea is great. I like the fact that well, the idea is it's well understood as well. But the only thing is careful with the grammar part. If you say that they used to be used as a weapon to hide and to fight and to hunt, you're like affirming that this is 100% true, right? You need to use some type of word or something that tells me that this is just a theory, that it's a possibility, but it's not 100% true. So maybe you can say the article starts by stating that the Carstone balls maybe were probably used to be used as a weapon to fight and to hunt. ¿No? Una palabra así, probably or maybe used to be used, perhaps. O si no, podríamos usar la gramática como might have been used as a weapon to fight and to hunt. ¿No? Puede que hayan sido usados como un arma para pelear y para cazar. Entonces, solamente algo así, cuando hablamos, when we talk about theories, we talk about things that are not confirmed. So we gotta be careful not to affirm anything. Now, another thing is that you're not supposed, and I'm not even going to read the next sentences because you're not supposed to have more than one sentence for the reading, ¿no? Solamente una oración para el reading. Esa es la regla. Entonces, you don't really have to give any details. As long as you just mention what the theory is, it's fine. And then we move on to the listening. Nevertheless, in the presentation, it is noted that those stone balls are too fragile to be used as a weapon. Muy bien. En vez de are, pero, were too fragile to be used as a weapon, because we're talking about the past. Indeed, they didn't cause any damage to their objectives. Muy bien. Me gusta mucho esta palabra indeed, pero cuidado con el uso. Antes de indeed tiene que haber un punto y coma y una coma después. Indeed, they don't cause any damage to their objectives. They didn't cause any damage to their objectives. Está bien la idea, pero en cuanto al contenido, creo que falta una idea muy importante acá, que es sobre que el hecho de que si hubiesen sido armas, entonces se las hubiese encontrado con algún tipo de desgaste, ¿no? Dañadas, pero se las encontró intactas. Creo que esa idea también está faltando. Pero por lo demás está bien. Como recomendación, siempre una sola oración para el reading. Cuidado con los tiempos verbales. Y cuando hablamos de teorías, mejor no afirmar, sino poner probably, likely, might have been. Siempre algo para mostrar que es una probabilidad, no una certeza. Okay? Maybe that can be one cup. Is that okay so far? Do you have any questions about that? Okay, guys, so I also got, I think this was I got Marce's response as well. So let's take a look. It says,
The second one, please. I send you the second picture. It's mine too. It's more complete.
okay, sure. Okay. So the article starts by stating that the object could be used as weapons, protection in a fight, or used to hunt some animals. This theory is presented because the article said that these balls presented growth in the surface. Bien. Bueno, la idea es la misma. A pesar de que todo esto es solamente una oración, no debería ser solo una oración. ¿Por qué? Porque tenemos más de un solo conector, ¿no? ¿O tenemos solo uno? Sí, bueno, aquí en realidad this theory ya es otra idea, ¿no? Aquí debería haber un punto. Entonces, toda esta segunda parte ya no debería estar. Solamente una oración para el reading. The article starts by stating that the object could be used as a weapon or as weapons, or the objects, tendríamos que decir los objetos, could be used as weapons for protection, para la protección, for protection in a fight, or used to hunt animals. Muy bien, todo bien, pero la gramática, lo mismo, no estamos hablando del presente ni del futuro, ¿no? Could be used, sino del pasado. Pudieron haber sido usadas. Entonces, lo correcto sería utilizar esta forma, could have been used, un modal más el presente perfecto, pero si es un poco difícil esa estructura, entonces también podemos simplemente utilizar el pasado simple, the object was used, con alguna palabra como the object was probably used, was maybe used, or was likely used, para hacer que sea probabilidad y no afirmación, ¿no? Cuidado con los procesales, la gramática, y siempre solamente una idea para el reading, una sola oración, una idea. But nevertheless, in the presentation, it is noted that this is difficult to think that these artifacts are used as weapons, whereas some balls found that they had cracks and from different types of materials. Aquí la sintaxis no se entiende muy bien, esta idea no está muy clara. It is noted that, tal vez lo que querías decir es, it is difficult to think, ¿no? Es difícil pensar, it is difficult to think that this artifact was used. Gramática, 2 puntos de gramática acá, la voz pasiva, used, y bueno, el tiempo verbal, ¿no? Was used. That these artifacts were used, en realidad, en plural, were used as weapons. Because, or since, they would have, ¿no? Porque tendrían cracks and they would be from different types of materials, tal vez. ¿No? Entonces, un poco la sintaxis, hay que repasar. Voz pasiva, tiempos verbales, conectores, because, since, as. Y bueno, tal vez condicionales, ¿no? They would have cracks and they would be of different materials. Ese tiempo imaginario. Okay. Por lo demás se entiende y además que necesitamos más de una oración, ¿no? Aquí solo hay una oración para el listening, necesitamos más. ¿Lo podrías dividir? Sí, probablemente, pero 2 o 3 oraciones es lo ideal para el listening.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Is that okay so far? Any questions about that? Nobody else? ¿Nadie más? No one else? Okay, guys. Well, now we're done with the writing, with the integrated writing. Ahora sí estamos terminando con el integrated writing. And I'm sending you guys to the WhatsApp group chat that we have. I'm sending you the instructions for your first writing assignment. Okay, it should be on your WhatsApps. Please, although I have to change the deadline, I'm sorry. It's going to be due Saturday, let's say. Let's say, yes, Saturday, so that I can check them on Sunday. They are going to be due Saturday, the 23rd. Okay. Okay, guys. So do you have any questions? All right, guys, then please don't forget to fill out today's daily survey before you go. I will be seeing you guys tomorrow in class. Have a great night.
My teacher.
Bye-bye, guys. Take care.
Bye, teacher.
Goodbye, teacher.
Bye, teacher. Thank you.
Goodbye, teacher. Thank you, teacher.